Hi everyone, my name is Sean Walker. I'm a Principal Product Success Architect here at ServiceNow. Today I'm going to be talking to you about the Asset Lifecycle Automation Tasks. When you enable HAM, asset tasks are automatically activated for incident, change, and work orders. The goal of asset tasks is to provide the same level of automated accuracy as flows during the deploy, maintain, retire, and dispose phase of the asset lifecycle. These tasks remove the need to update the associated CI or asset records manually. When providing resolution information for an incident, change, or work order, the agent must enter the asset action for the affected CI to trigger the appropriate asset action task behind the scenes. ServiceNow admins or the individual agents must customize their list view for affected CIs to include the asset action and swap CI fields. An often overlooked step in the HAM-guided setup is to review the configuration for the Asset Lifecycle Automation Tasks. When implementing HAM, it's important for the customers to understand that this feature is automatically enabled so they can update forms where required and make any necessary procedural changes. I'll now jump into an instance and walk you through the Asset Lifecycle tasks. Okay, so now I've logged into a Vancouver instance with Hardware Asset Management installed, and I'm logged in as a support technician. So what I want to show is the asset actions in place and what can happen if you don't inform your support technicians that there are new procedural changes that are going to require these asset actions to be completed when they're trying to resolve an incident. So I'm going to pretend that the support technician gets a call or has somebody walk up to his desk and say they have a problem with their laptop. So I'm going to create a new incident, and the caller is John Smith. So John Smith came up, said his laptop is broken, and then he ran over it with a car. So for the description, laptop is broken, ran over with a car. Now, one thing I want to make sure you do is we are associating a CI to the particular incident. The business rule takes a look to see whether an incident has a CI associated with it, and it will then enforce the asset actions for that particular incident when you try and resolve it. So I'm going to go and look for John's laptop. And there, John's got one laptop assigned to him. So I'm going to go ahead and save this incident now. And let's just say my technician would normally go through and he would, okay, this thing is dead, it's ran over by a car, we're going to have to dispose of it. So we're just going to go ahead and resolve the request. Gave him a loaner laptop. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try and resolve this incident. And so now what happens, because we've enabled the asset actions business rule, or it was automatically enabled when HAM was installed, now I'm getting this error message saying to resolve this incident, choose an asset action for each configuration item that includes an asset. So again, this CI does have an associated asset with it, so it's not letting me close this. And this is an issue for our technicians. So if I come down into my related list and take a look at affected actions, I'm kind of going, what is going on here? So what I have to do as a technician is I have to add the asset action and swap CI fields to my list view. And once this refreshes, what I can then do as the technician is I can then say, okay, what action did I take for his asset? So I have a couple of options here. I can choose no action, which basically means nothing will happen on the back end to the asset state, substate, etc. If I went ahead and repaired his laptop, I could use the update repair feature. And again, nothing would really happen on the asset record for that. I could choose to swap out this asset because, well, his was ran over by a car. He needs something in temporary, so I'm going to give him a loaner. And in that case, if I pick swap, I would have to pick the corresponding swap CI I'm swapping it with. And that would change the state of the asset the incident is created for to in stock pending disposal. And then also another option I could do is I could retire this particular CI. So either swap or retire would be a good option in this case, because obviously if a laptop's been run over by a car, it's not coming back to life. In this case, I'm going to choose the swap because I did give John here a loaner laptop. So what I'm going to do as the technician is I'm obviously going to have to check my inventory to see if I have one to give him. So I'm just going to quickly go to the workspace here in another tab. And I'm going to go and take a look at my stock room and see what I might have in stock that I could give to him. So I'm in the Canada East is the stock room I manage. So I can take a look here. Well, he had an ASUS. So here's an ASUS one right here that's in stock. It's available that I can go ahead and I can assign to John. So I'm just going to leave this open and we're going to take a look at what happens to this after I perform the asset action. So I'm going to go back over to my incident form and I'm going to search for the asset that I want to give him. And I'm just going to run a filter here so I can find the one I'm looking for. And asset tag contains P, what was it, 1000125. And there is the one that's in the ServiceNow Toronto location, which is the Canada East location. I'm going to basically swap it with this particular one. And I am going to go ahead now and I'm going to try and resolve this incident again. So workaround provided. So I'll just put in here, swapped his laptop with another one from stock. And now I should be able to resolve this particular incident because I have completed that. So now notice it didn't error out at me. So I'm just going to go back over and take a look at this particular one. Or actually, maybe I'll search for it again here just to see. And now I can take a look and see that this asset P10025, which was the one I swapped it out with, is now changed to a state of in use, and it's automatically assigned it to John Smith at his location. If I come back over to my this one, and I take a look at my assets, now John's original asset was 127. So I'm just going to look for that. And here is his original laptop. And I can see that it is now in stock pending disposal in the ServiceNow Toronto location. So we can see here also the activity has been logged against this particular asset. So the swap action was triggered for 127 to swap it with 125, and here's the incident number it was related to. So now my technician doesn't have to go in and update the states and substates for these assets. They've gone ahead and automatically updated in the system. So now my asset managers are going to be able to know that this particular one has an incident related for it and it's broken, needs to get disposed, and The other one has gone ahead and been deployed. So hopefully you found this interesting and helpful. And we're going to switch over and probably do a demonstration of the disposal flow, and then we can show how we would effectively dispose of this particular laptop that's been run over by a car. All right, thank you for your time.